I think it went great. I mean, Atlanta's a really good team, but I think we used everyone this game. It wasn't just like one hitter going off. Obviously, Amelia, sparked us at the end, but we ran our middles really well, got our back row going. So I think it was a good team win.
And you yourself, you had a good number of kills, hitting double digits once again here. What's your secret in being such a successful outside hitter for this team?
I think probably just having a good toolbox, just not hitting the same shot every time, at least I don't try to, but also having a defense behind me that I can trust. I can just swing away and have full trust that they're there to cover me and set me up good balls, so that's why.
Obviously, we're still early in the season, just 4 matches in here, but how do you think this group is really coming together?
I think you're just seeing the beginning of our team and what we can potentially be. And the more that we play together, the more hard games like tonight versus Atlanta, the more we do that, the better we're going to be. So I think you're just seeing the beginning of us.
So now you have a nice hefty road trip coming up here, 2 matches against San Diego as well here. Do you think this trip will really test your team's mettle?
I think it will. Going from different time zones is also a struggle, especially when the matches are so close together. But overall, I think as long as we just have a good serve and pass, we'll be okay. Thank you. Yes! Thank you.
Well, Mark, what a match today here for the Rise. It's a 5-setter. I'm sure you played in these before, but what was it like with the energy in the crowd here today?
The crowd is incredible. We love our home fans, and just the team energy. It started off really strong. I think we hit a little bit low, but we brought it back in that 5th set. We really rallied together, and I think that's what carried us through to the win there.
What do you think the biggest part of that 5th set was? Having dropped the last 2, you seemed to have control early on. What was Coach George's kind of message before that 5th set?
Get on them. Start strong, lots of good energy, and reset. Forget the last 2. It's a new game. The 5th set is always kind of a toss-up, so whoever starts strong finishes strong.
We talked to Claire about what her mindset is as an outside hitter to try to get behind the blockers. You're one of the best blockers on this team so far this season. What is your mantra and your strategy to be one of the big players up front?
Just the same mindset every time. I tell myself low and across, because my hands are low and across. I won't get tooled. It puts me in a good spot, and it helps my team get good ups or even blocks. So just calm mindset every time.
Obviously the blocks are important too, but you also had a really good ace there in the 4th set. You put on the back corner there. Did you know he was even in when you first threw it out there?
My serve tends to float deep and hits right on the end line, and I was like, please be on the end line on that last one. I got lucky.
I'm about to say, yeah, something you practice all the time though, right?
Oh yeah.
So now with a big win like this, having beaten Atlanta twice, that's a very good team. Now you get San Diego twice, a big road trip where you're going different time zones across the country. This is going to be a really tough test for this team coming up.
Yeah, it is, and I think we're ready for it. We train hard, we work hard, and we crash hard too. We sleep well, we eat well. We do everything we need to do for this upcoming road trip, and I'm excited for the challenge.
Thanks. What a match today. 5 sets here against a really good Atlanta team here. It seemed like this was a real roller coaster match here for the Rise.
Yeah, it's definitely, I was just talking, it was more mentally draining. I think I'm just really proud of this team. I think everyone stepped up in the right times. You had Camila coming in like 5th set, Shannon coming in 4th set, at the very tail end of a game, which is really hard to do. And I think they just did a great job, had confidence, and I think we have confidence in each other. So, but very, very draining. We wanted to close it out in 3, but Atlanta's great, and we didn't have the energy in the 3rd and 4th, but we decided to wake up in the 5th, which was good.
How important was maybe the 6-day stretch off, because you had such the grueling match against Omaha last Monday, having that time off to kind of recuperate for this match, to kind of give you a little bit of an advantage for a 5-setter?
Yeah, I think recovery is extremely important. So I think the more days off, the better, and the more we can practice and work on things that we needed to work on that we saw in Omaha. So we have a upcoming kind of grueling couple games. So we'll see. We won't have as many recovery days.
As a libero, you're obviously one of the defensive specialists on this team here, and it seemed like today, even when we saw Atlanta kind of take things over, the defense really stepped up when they needed to, especially erasing a 7-point deficit there in that 4th set. How important is it on the back row to really keep things calm when things maybe seem like they're getting out of hand?
Yeah, I think it's really important. I think I just tried to stay steady the whole time. I think when you know it's not going your way, I think you don't want to expend so much energy. So, but yeah, it's really important to keep everyone calm. And I think Claire and Simone did a great job in the back row, in the middle back, and Amelia in the right back. They were getting a lot of balls over there. So just taking hard hits, and that's what you got to do. Just it's kind of like keep the balloon off the ground, and that's what we did. So it was great to see.
You mentioned a tough trip coming up here, 3 heavy matches on the road, traveling, lots of travel, so maybe a little bit of jet lag here, but what are some things that Grand Rapids has to do, maybe prepare for to not have a slip up here when you guys head out of town?
Yeah, I think just honestly probably just staying off our feet when we can, just lots of flights, just recovery, eating well, sleeping well when we can. That's just going to be the name of the game, I think, for everyone in this league. Everyone's flying all over the place. So we just, Atlanta's had some pretty grueling trips. We're going to have one. So it's just holding ourselves accountable, holding each other accountable, and just getting good recovery in.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Well, Amelia, you just said it yourself. Better than last time. Last Monday's match against Omaha was grueling, 4 sets. Obviously not the way you wanted to end here. A tough 5-set match here today. What were your overall thoughts?
Well, I think that it's very important for us to do our best, play our best in our best way against those 2 teams, because I think us 3 will be the one fighting for the gold. So every win, no matter if it's 5-set game, it's important for us, for our self-confidence, showing that we've got it. And we still did not play in our best way. We still have a lot of potential, but I'm so happy we won today.
When things were getting a little hairy, when you guys lost those 2 sets there to even it up at 2, you're one of the leaders on this team. What was the message really going around on the bench there, heading into that 5th set to kind of settle things down and try to get the win?
Well, we knew that this game will be a game of errors. We made less than them. We were organized in the 5th, and we took it home. I think it's very important when we are competing on high level. Both teams, we have good players. They played amazing those 2 sets, but we did not go down, giving up on that match, and we were very, very focused on the 5th set, and finally won it.
Which one was harder on the body, this match today, the 5-set, or last week against Omaha?
Well, when you win, it's tough, but it's sweet. When you lose, then, it's just more painful. But I think we got our lessons after that Monday game, and we worked in these few days we had hard in the gym, and we cleared up a little of our things, what was not going perfectly, and hopefully next time we will go after them.
You ended up with, 26, 28 kills in the match, and you're one of the best outside hitters that the Rise have on the team, and one of the best in the league too. Where do you get your power from? Because it seems like every time you go for the kill, you go on the attack, it seems like you're trying to kill the ball. What is your secret there?
Well, when you go slow, probably you will hit slow. I think the approach, when you go with a deep approach, accelerating, this gives you a lot of power. So I guess this, and then of course the will to win. So in the 5th set, you have to be fearless. You can't go slow. You can't go with no confidence, because you will never win. And as I have a motto over here, I did it when I was very young, fate loves the brave. So I was brave today, and it helped me.
Perfect on your left hand. That's your favorite hand, right? So
it's my killing hand, yeah.
So now we got this big trip coming up here. What are some things that the Rise need to work on here, going up against teams like San Diego and Orlando?
Well, I think that we need to stay focused, play with low errors, and rest. We'll make everything we can to keep our shape, because these trips can be tricky, can be challenging for us, going back again and again. Next weeks will be interesting, but this is where more experienced people go help other people with recovery, with don't overdo sometimes help you be better in the game. So we are all learning, and I think it will be interesting. Next week will be interesting.
Thanks, Amelia.
Thank you.
Well, Kathy, this obviously 6 days is a much different story. A grueling 4-match loss to Omaha, but now a big 5-match win against Atlanta, a really good team. What were your initial thoughts?
Well, you know, I thought we were doing some really good things early, and they played a different player. She had just joined their team. She's a Russian player who's been playing probably 10 years overseas at the highest level. And so we didn't know what to think about her. We didn't have much footage. We had to kind of, on the fly, figure out how to defend against her. And I thought our team early, you know, in the game, it wasn't taking over too much. We were getting that. They changed things up a bit. And you know, they got ahead of us, but then we responded in Game 5. We were down and we came back, and it was really cool to see. And big plays by big players.
What were a couple of those players that made the big plays in your hands?
I thought everybody, like you had Amelia, you just talked to Amelia, she made some crucial plays. You had Simone and Claire that were taking big swings, but how about Camila Gomez coming in and, you know, in a situation where we were getting taken advantage of a little bit, she came in with crucial serves, made a second ball play, made a dig. I mean, she just made a run of 3 points that really turned it for us.
What was the message in that 5th set? Because it seemed like Atlanta had all the momentum after
They sure did.
4 sets. What do you tell the team?
It was really during a challenge. We kind of regrouped out there. There was a challenge going on, and I thought the team, you know, it was kind of like, okay, take a couple deep breaths and like this is ours. We're going for this. I thought, you know, and you could just see it. They just kind of rebounded and were determined to get this thing done.
Talked to a couple of the players too, and they believe that despite having a solid winning record right now, that this team has yet to play their best match.
Mm-hmm. Yes, I agree with that. And you know, you're still growing and learning about each other, so we have to figure out how to use everybody in the right way. And Camila, that was a great big step for us. And you know, seeing how Shannon Scully always comes in, she does some great things, and really appreciate that. Mac Pedraza stepped in at big times. So, and we have more people. You know, I want to see Garvelin get out there or I'm sorry, Jensen. She's married now. But get her out there. You know, Nia stepped in a little today too. But we have some players that are great and haven't played. Morgan, I mean, we have a lot. So we want to continue to learn how to use all of our players, which we're going to need to because we play 3 matches in 5 days several times. So we're going to need to learn how to use everybody and continue to grow and get better.
You know, it's the crazy part of the schedule. You go to San Diego, then Orlando, then back to San Diego again. Have you ever experienced any of your teams ever travel like that before?
No, I can't say that I have. And so, you know, we usually played like a Friday, Saturday schedule or a Friday, Sunday. We never had 3 matches in a week, and certainly not within that short amount of time. So it is something that everybody has to adjust to. We're just going to have to do it because everybody's doing it. So now that equals things out, right? So we just have to rise above.
What are some things that the team needs to work on the court? Obviously, the rest and recovery is going to be huge the next couple of weeks. But
I just think there's like some things in defensively that we struggle with, and we're, you know, we made some of those changes on the court today. But you know, just continuing to get that offense when we stall. Like, how do we score when we get stuck in some of those rotations? And we're going to have to do a better job of that.
Thanks.
So,